Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Aman. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about not operator in logical operators. So, in order to implement this not operator, we have three syntaxes. So, let's see the syntaxes. Syntax number one, not relational expression. So, A greater than B is a relational expression. So, not of this relational expression. We can declare like this. Syntax number two is not this relational expression one and relational expression two. So two or more relational expressions are connected with a logical operator is known as logical expression, right? So first syntax is not relational expression. Second syntax is like this, not logical expression, right? So logical expression in the sense two or more relational expressions connected with logical operator is known as logical expression, right? So the third syntax is like this, not of relational expression 1 or relational expression 2. So the third is also not logical expression. So it uses or operator. So it uses and operator. So we can use this not operator in three ways. Not relational operator, not logical expression with using and, not logical expression with using or. Right? So the functionality of not operator is shown below. See here, relational expression and not relational expression. If relational expression is true, then not relational expression is going to be false. So if one expression is true, then we use the not operator to that expression, then it is going to be false. So if a relational expression is false, then if we apply not operator to that relational expression, then it is going to be true. Yes. So this is a truth table of not operator. So let's see the practical examples for this not operator. Now I'm going to open Python command prompt. See here. So let's check this truth table is correct or not. So now I'm going to do like this. Next, I'm going to apply not operator to this true. Not true is going to be false. See here, false, right? So when I given true, the output is true. When I use not operator to the true, then the output is going to be false, right? So same here, if I declare like this false, output is false. So if I use not operator to that false, then the output is going to be true. See here, true, right? So this is level 1 example, anyone can. So these examples are comes under level 1 examples. So let's see the level 2 examples. So this is a relational expression. This is another relational expression. So two relational expressions combined with logical operator are, then it is known as logical expression, right? So if I execute this statement, then the output is going to be like this. See, 10 greater than 2. It is a true. PVM does not going to execute this remaining statement because it is an OR operator, right? So the output is going to be true. See here, output is true, right? So if I use for this entire logical expression, I'm going to use syntax number 3. So this is our logical expression. For this entire logical expression, I'm going to use not operator. See here, not operator, not of this. So not of logical expression. So the output is going to be false. See here, false, right? I'm going to implement syntax number 2, not of logical expression. In this, we are going to use AND operator. See here, I'm going to take the same example. In place of OR, I'm going to use AND. See here, the output is going to be like this, true. Why the output is true in the sense, see here, so here we have 10 greater than 2. So it is true, right? So it is true in AND operator, it is going to execute subsequent relational expressions. See here, so 30 greater than 40. So 30 greater than 40 is considered as false. Wherever false occurs in this AND operator, PVM stops executing or PVM starts evaluating the subsequent relational expressions and the entire logical expression answer is going to be given as false, right? So we are using not operator. So not of that false. So not of that false. Previously we have executed not false, right? So here not of that false is going to be true. That is the reason the output is going to be true. So same thing is going to consider here like this. See, 10 greater than 2 is true. So in R, when first relation expression is going to be true, then PVM does not execute the remaining subsequent relation expressions. So for the entire logical expression, the output is going to be treated as true, right? So not a true. Not a true we have done previously. See here, not a true is going to be get the output as false. Then the output of this statement is going to be get false. See here, I'm going to execute the statement. See the output we got false, right? So by this way, we can do level 2 examples. Not 67. If I try to execute this statement, the answer is going to be false. See here, false, right? Why it is false? 67 is a non-zero value. Non-zero values are considered as true. So not true. Not true, we already executed. Not true in the sense false. Then the output is going to be retrieved as false, right? So if I do this thing, not of 0, then the output is going to be retrieved as true. See here, true. While internally PVM consider this 0 as false and not false. We already did not false. See here, not false is true, right? So that is the reason we got output as true. So these examples are also important. So if I do this thing, not of Python, then the output is going to be false. See here, false, right? Why it has been false? So why the output is false in the sense, if I declare string, then it is going to take string length. So if string length is non-zero, then it is true. If string length is zero, then it is false, right? So here the string length is 6. 6 is a non-zero value. Then this place, the output is going to be true. So when I apply not operator, so if you consider this both statement, not a true, we already done this not a true, right? So not a true is going to be get the answer as false, right? See, false as an output. So we got false as an output, right? If I do this thing, not of 0b 1010, then the output is going to be false. See here, false, right? Why? So 0b1010 considered as 10. 10 is a non-zero. Non-zero value is true. Not true is going to be retrieved as false. So the same thing if I use like this, minus 0b111. Then the output is going to be false only. See here, false, right? Why? So 0b1010 is 10. 0b111 is 7. So 10 minus 7 is 3, right? So 3 is a non-zero value. Non-zero value considered as true. So not true is going to be false. Then that is the reason we got the output as false. So if I do this thing in the place of 1010, if I use this triple one, then the output is going to be true. See here, true, right? Why? 7 minus 7 is 0. 0 considered false. Not false is going to be true. So these are the level 3 examples. These are the level 2 examples. These are the level 1 examples for not operator in logical operators. So in today's episode, we have discussed about not operator. I hope you all understand. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Aman Codes. Thank you so much for watching.